Hello, everybody, and welcome to Murder 4 in its present state. And you guys are with my guest. Hello, camera. Welcome to Murder 4 in its present state. We're going to be talking about Murder 4 today in this video. So allow me to close this door real quick. You guys cannot leave, otherwise I will murder you. Anyways, so welcome to the talk of Murder 4 in present states and what should be added or whatever, or just basic general talk. So you guys are here met with my amazing boyfriend, Harmonix, and then my one of my most trusted best friends, Tiff, also known as Slim. And today we're going to be talking about Murder 4 in present state. That's like the fourth time I've said it already. So what should we talk about first?
Well, I actually have a real big issue with how many glitches are so easy to do in the game right now. Like, a lot of people can do simple things to get themselves back into the map, and I'm not even saying, like, the teleporter avatars and stuff. I mean, like, just sitting on two rocks can fly us straight back in, and Jar hasn't tried to do anything to stop that.
Yeah, I perfectly get that. That's a reasonable problem, and yes, you.
Speaking of glitches, there is one glitch going around where you're literally able, like, right as you spawn into game, you can fly straight into the map and grab the knife because it registers you as all the roles.
It's very
So
fair.
that's another big
And
issue.
I agree with you, and I feel like the easiest way to fix that is what, like, Zombie Survival or Prison Escape have, is an anti-cheat system where you can't grab stuff to the walls, or you can't teleport, otherwise they'll just, not let you do anything, or teleport you back, and I feel like that's, like one of the most known things. It's really easy to set up and everything, and even if Jar doesn't know how to do it, Zombie Survival has a public anti-cheat. You can easily put it in, and it would register everything, because you have items, you just have to put it into the system, and you can't grab it through walls, or you can't glitch into the map and do it. So I feel like Jar would have a better time, making the game less, exploitable. Like, obviously exploiters can't get rid of, but we can get rid of OVR cheaters or rock cheaters or people who can just glitch into the map using big avatars. It'd be easier on us.
Yeah.
And I feel like the way to combat exploiters is to check when they're actually in the game. Like, for example, you can do a system check where, if they were in the lobby and they started from the game, or if they just float into the game, it basically not allowed them to do anything, or just respawn them. I feel like that's the easiest way. But I think Jar did fix the clue gun grabbing exploit where you could just go down with OVR like this and just, grab any weapon.
Yeah,
but that still didn't stop exploiters.
That one.
Yeah, it didn't stop exploiters from grabbing knives and still killing murderers, or turning off the power, grabbing knives and guns and ruining lobbies. That still hasn't been fixed. I'm glad Jar has made some, experience and realize, oh hey, this is a big problem, we should probably fix this. But Jar isn't really focusing on the major problems. And you know what? I actually want to talk about the decline of players in Murder 4 recently. I feel like I feel like through every Murder 4 game, the player count has been getting bigger, but recently, I feel like Murder 4 is kind of losing its player count. Well, at least the players that used to play it a lot just kind of dipped off for a bit and just stopped playing it. And I feel like the big player count is still being kept up 1K. Back then, it used to be 3K to 2K. Now it went down to 800 to 1K, sometimes 1.2. Because I think back in the summer of 2024, that was when it hit its peak, 3K every single day. So
I could even say this as one of the players that's in the official ranked group. I don't like playing the game by myself anymore.
Yeah,
and stuff, like, and I'm like an officially appointed ranked player,
Yeah, I could say it so.
Like,
so.
I know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah. So,
Another big issue that I'm seeing with the murder community is there are a bunch of group publics. Yes, some of them are good, some of them are bad, but I realized that some of them have like mod abuse, and they randomly kick people out for literally no apparent reason.
I did realize
I've seen
this
that as well.
after 6 months after summer, I think, of 2024, more servers have been becoming more, less moderated, or when they're moderated, it's just become an issue. I know HR can't really fix that, but that's when the community comes in and fix their own act. Because recently, the community has been having a lot of pedophiles that haven't been talked about, and I know a lot of pedophiles that have joined this game and use NSFW photos, emojis, and all that. It's not 18 plus or 18 plus that has children inside of it. They're still children no matter what the age gate is. Do that in private doors, even if there's a lot of adults. Time out unless it's 18 plus verified, like if you're the badge only. I feel that should only be kept indoors. And so, and going on from that fact, I feel like the community has turned more toxic, in my opinion. Not saying I'm not toxic, because sometimes I can be. We could all be toxic, and all that. But I'm talking about the continuous toxicity and
We can all be toxic.
and the and just and all that, and then yeah, let's not mention the abusive OVR users. Sure, I do it, but I only do it when it's funny to people. But when people just like abuse it in spite because they hate a community, or they just want to abuse the power they've been given, I feel like that's when Jar like really needs to come in and really point some stuff. And I'm not saying it's Jar's fault because of the toxic community. I'm really saying it's Jar's fault for not fixing their game when it was fixable, because now I don't think it's going to be fixed, in my opinion, because maybe because Jar's making a new game, or otherwise Jar just gave up because how lost the community is. And I wouldn't really blame her, because the community is kind of far gone, in my opinion. The only reason why I play it, because there's like a few bunch of people who are really nice, or really enjoy what I do, or dance with me, or talk with me, or not really toxic. And I'm not being mean to the furry community, but I usually see this in furry servers, because I am a furry myself. So I usually see these in furry lobbies, or lobbies that contain furry safe things, and they say it's safe, but then I see people who are crashing the furries, being mean to them, shooting them for no reason. A lot of targeting has been going on now, especially for no reason, and a lot of hate for just camping. Like I feel like camping is scummy, but like you're murderer and you have to do anything to win. So of course you're gonna camp because you're scared of getting shot, and I perfectly get that. But people are now targeting people for that.
I understand that, but like I'm one of those few people who don't really enjoy campers and stuff, because it makes it like, even if you can include weapons and stuff, there's no guarantee you can get a gun or something damaging from it, with the smoke grenade and stuff as an option. And like, I do like to, how I am. I don't like to camp the gun. I like to give the bystanders a chance to shoot me and stuff when I'm a murderer. Because that gives me more fun. It gives me the thrill of, there's a chance I can lose. I've never really seen the point in camping the gun. Like, putting a bear trap with a gun is fine, but standing on top of it, I've never really seen the point in doing.
I mean, yeah, but like I feel like people need to stop being toxic over people who play, and make it where, like, for example, how about the developer adds a no camping thing where you can't stab any survivor for 3 seconds once they come up to the gun and you're camping it, Like, Jar should, stop it, or the community should learn how to not do it or cope with it, because I feel like every community has people who do not cope with it and people who have ways to cope with it, and I perfectly understand using OVR against a camper, but like I feel like it's also a bit unfair, because he's just doing anything he wants to survive, right? Obviously, and the thing you're guarding is the thing that's gonna kill you. So like, of course you're gonna guard it to the base of your abilities to stop you from dying.
It's not like this is a new concept either. In old games about murder mystery and stuff, it is a normal thing to do as well.
Of course.
Like, it's like even highly frowned upon in Murder Mystery 2 on Roblox,
And of course. And
like, it's highly frowned upon.
And I feel like people need to get a little better, and like overall, we're talking about the toxicity in the community's health. It's not healthy whatsoever.
No.
And I feel like they should really focus on growing as a community. Like, it's a VR chat. Of course, it's going to be nasty, but there are a few communities in this game that actually have a healthy connection, which is surprising to me because Vrchat has always been the bad apples and everything. So I feel like it's possible. I really feel like it is possible, but people don't want to try because the community's all gone. And like, for example, and that's why we made Vrchat. Of course, this is gonna be posted on the Vrchat community, YouTube. But you know, hi Vrchat members if you're seeing this. But
Hi.
but I feel like as the lead service member and all that, I've realized that Vrchat is not as toxic as every other furry group, and that was also the case for Furro, right? So,
we kept the toxicity away. We didn't like having it there. When,
yeah, but I like again. It's more of a community fault and not Jar's fault. Sure, it's Jar's fault for allowing the bugs, but is it really Jar's fault because people act and behave? No. People choose how they want to behave. At least act decent. At least act non-sexual in front of minors, which is something they don't take into account.
Yeah.
It's just a VR game, is what they say. But no matter, it's still reality. It's half reality. So kids are still going to be effective as just as much as you do it in real life. So, leaving the community's health, let's talk about things that could actually help the game and give the game more of a thing. So
I feel like they actually need to add like somewhat something. I know this is like a Vrchat in general problem that we currently have, but it's like the children problem. I know they have like a lot of people, and there's like children going into servers screaming racial slurs and harassing just a bunch of people for no apparent reason, specifically adults, because I know adults play this game too, and they say, oh, why are you on this game, it's 13 plus and da da da, and they just overall harass people. I feel like there should be like something to like make kids not able to go in there. I would suggest like age verification, but I know some people aren't like exactly comfortable with verifying their age on VRChat because security reasons. So
yeah, I get that, but like overall in Murder 4 though, let's talk about things that could actually help Murder 4. Like that would actually help, but we're talking about things that would make the game, overall more better, like make the community a little bit healthier, give, more of a grind. Because when achievements came out, right, like we're all excited about gaining them. Some of us were like, oh yeah, this is cool, I can gain them over time by just playing the game normally. And if you were like me, it's like, well, I have to get these achievements. Like I have to be one of the first, one of the fourth, one of the 10th, one of the 12th to get all these achievements. And I really thought there was a reward, but Jar gave us nothing. So,
there really wasn't anything for it.
Like, Jar could leave, like Jar could just give us something like a special skin for a knife or a gun or a bear trap, anything at all, or maybe just a special name tag on the leaderboard in the lobby. Like I wouldn't care. It has to be something. You know what I mean? It could at least be anything in the world. And the one thing people want in Murder 4 really that's not really explained as much is like I know Jar is a busy person and this game's amazing overall, but it could be done better overall. And no one wants to talk trash about it, even though some do. But it's only about the hitboxes. But everyone's too focused on the hitboxes instead of the actual game itself. And I feel like that's when it
hitboxes is an issue with VRChat.
Yeah, it's not really Jar's fault.
That's only because of ping from certain people, as far as I'm concerned, though. Because I know when you have higher ping, your hitbox is going to be more delayed than others. So
yeah, of course. And what I think should be added to the VRChat, no, not VRChat, I mean the Murder 4, right, is the levels. Levels would make the game not as repetitive, and it would give you something to play the game instead of being stuck as, basic. Like, I feel like you should be able to reach level 100 and then, Prestige Rebirth or gain, quote-unquote, Master or whatever. Like, something to give you a playability. Yeah, you were saying.
I feel like they should add different maps to the game.
Fair.
I've talked about that a lot with him.
But there's only one issue with that, is that it would take too much space for Quest users. So I'm thinking is that there could be basic reskins of this basic map that shouldn't be able to take too much, space. Like for example,
like the Halloween and Christmas maps.
Yeah, like for example, like people can vote on, but the thing is, right? So I basically had this idea, which was prestige items, right? Like every time we reach max level, you can get certain skins. So I was thinking, hey, so what if there was a map that if there was a prestige user inside the lobby, they could vote on a map that's completely covered with scratch marks, blood, broken doors almost. It'd be really cool. It could be a really cool, like, sure, maybe not harder, but people want more on this game. It's already scary depending on who's playing it, but sometimes it's just this. It's not really scary. It's just find out who the murderer is. Sometimes heart-jumping moments. But so what if we're able to have more maps that wouldn't cost much MB, because like Zombie Survival did, they upgraded their maps and decompressing, like lowering the size by optimizing for every single device, and that's really possible. I just feel like there's not much time put into this game, but I feel like the only time put in this game is when events come out, and I feel like they're alright, but they're like, I kind of wish I get the items I earned to stay and all of that in my hands, since the new data thing. So I should be able to have like my plushies, and if anyone like doesn't want to see them, they can just toggle the plushies off and everything. You know what I'm talking about? So it won't be annoying for everyone else. And I feel like Jar doesn't really put much effort on extra detail, but puts effort on the detail that needs to be seen, and I respect that. I'd personally do it too if I was a busy person. But what Jar could do possibly for later references, if they ever do watch this or anyone gives this to them, is that they could slowly make ideas and slowly roll updates. We're not talking about, hey, work on this for 42 hours and make it public within 3 weeks. I'm talking about, like, take your time. Updates are supposed to be precise because they're meant to upgrade the game or give bug fixes. So I feel like there should be like levels or prestiges or map voting. I don't really care about map voting. I'm fine with being in the first map, and if I wanted different maps, I'd go to the other murder force. But what I want is at least prestiging, and like I'd be able to unlock a bloody knife or like a scratched up gun or maybe a bloody bear trap or so and so, right? Or for a snake, I'd basically have like a little python snake or whatever instead of like a rattlesnake, right? So I think that'd be like a really cool detail. So what do you think about that?
Something I
sorry.
I think
something I wanted was we have these bear traps and stuff, these cartoonish looking ones. Something I want to see is a realistic bear trap, like a hyper realistic bear trap, one that actually
looks to be PC only though.
Yeah, I know it would be
able to optimize that.
I know, like a PC only. Like I would like PC only skins and stuff because I know there's PC players who would like to have certain avatars and stuff, and I do like the optimization of the game and stuff. But like, I would like, as someone who knows people who play on PC and stuff, I would like them to have special things, special avatars, special skins and stuff for things. Like, and there can be quest only things as well, because you can make quest specific things.
One thing I think they should add. One thing, this is a definite thing, and I guarantee both of y'all will agree with me on this. I think they should definitely add like things that bystanders can do instead of just collecting clues, because I know it gets boring eventually other than collecting clues. I don't know exactly what they would have to do, but like other things other than like just sitting there waiting either for death or to grab the gun from the sheriff.
Yeah, because you know me, you know how I play bystander. I just sit at the fucking detective's door and wait for fucking death.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Now, what I think that should be added is more game modes instead of team mode. I feel like team mode's good, but I wish there was more modes, right? For example, infection would be sick as hell. Infection, and then like Like the
Yes.
survivors would have like either revolvers, shotguns, the suppressor, and they'll be equipped with either a smoke or grenade and all that. I feel like that would be perfect.
Yeah,
And
that'd
then,
be fun.
and then like the reload speed would have to be doubled depending on the amount of infection members, of course, or lowered for the infections so they can eagerly stand a chance. Either way, I feel like that'd be great. Or maybe like, for example, or like disguise mode where like everyone's names are hidden and we all look like the murdered 4 avatars. Like how like Murder Mystery 2 has like like disguise mode that has like random avatars you have and you can see. I feel like that'd be cool. Like giving the game more unique. Or for example, you can have like perk mode, like double daylight explorations. You can have one perk and then you can either have open doors faster or be able to throw knives faster as murder or reload faster, like something they give like it'd be a perk, right? So if people don't like it, they can disable it, and if people like it, they can enable it.
That'd be something I would enable almost immediately, because that sounds like it'd be a nice change up.
Or you can
because you really don't know what perks people would use either, because it would all be different. It's all people's choice and stuff. Like, it would change up the gameplay a lot, depending on what you're playing, what they're good with and stuff, because somebody like me would probably choose something that, for, bystander detective helps me reload the gun faster. Whereas for murderer, I'll have, a faster sling with a knife. And that would be, it would probably help, be able to defend against me as something, like, faster at closing and locking doors and stuff,
Yeah, of course. Now, what I feel like would be awesome, though, is, so something to give you, like, extra speed, like, as a perk, too, like something like adrenaline rush or whatever, like, for example, like when there's like the power turned off, your character will be quote unquote scared and have extra speed for 15 to 10 seconds, or when the guy at the knife, you'll detect the knife near you. Even if it's thrown, you get a short speed boost. Or like medic, for example, you can be hit 2 times before getting killed, or whatever. And you can heal yourself or heal people that have been dead. Like you can see the puddle, you can just grab one bandage and click it once, and you revive the person, or whatever. Like I feel like that would give the game more of a thing, and I feel like that there would take a lot of space, but it can be optimized. And if it's too much, Jar can like literally make a new version of the game, like a new world, and make it, if people want to play this at the game's for example, if they can't add infection, they can make a world called Infection Murder 4, and it'll just be a world just for that. If Jar wants, you know what I'm talking about? But the one thing I do feel like Jar needs to add is at least levels and everything.
Levels is definitely something they should add. Because that's how you make a game replayable. Like, a simple fishing world, you started out, it was just, fishing and stuff, and at this point they've got levels, they've got different rarities of fish, all that stuff. And guess what? People are still flocking back to that game. Even when the events happen, people are flocking to the game to complete the events.
So yeah, I think that's perfect. Now let's talk about one last thing before we wrap up this video, and I think we're all know about to say. Moderation tools in Murder 4, or maybe host items.
Yes!
I feel like that would be the most interesting thing in the whole entire game. Like, for example, being able to set the duration, like as a round can possibly go. For example, instead of it making forever, you can make it last 8 minutes only, or make you're able to have 5 murders. Like, for example, like you're able to change the durations. Instead of only having 2, or I know teams can stack up murders, but what if being able to control the amount of murders or whatever? And I feel like this should only be given in group publics. And everything, not just in public, otherwise people would ruin lobbies. But I feel like that should be only given in group publics, because it's possible and all that.
Or group publics or private instances.
Yeah, for example, and I'm not sure if this is able to be done. And like, they'll basically check in the group who is the highest ranking member right now in the staff team, and they'll just give
Yeah.
them permissions. Like, I feel like some games do that, but
And it'll just automatically make you the
Yeah.
group, like the game master and shit. Like,
yeah,
whoever's the highest currently.
so yeah,
Just
it'd
best
be
hope MLK
perfect.
ain't sitting in the lobby, you know?
Yeah,
When the game starts, it'll just give MLK all the perks and stuff, and it's like, yeah, all this stuff. MLK's just sitting there.
so I feel like that'd be good. Like, something to set the amount of detectives, the amount of bystanders, and the amount of maybe snake boxes. You can set 7, and they'll be all in different rooms or whatever.
Yes. I would love to have more than one snake box.
Or maybe
Because
being
the one
able
snake
to, like,
box.
or maybe like an ability. If you have like a double barrel shotgun, you can shoot a power switch and it'll make it harder for it to be turned back on. It'll take like 5 extra seconds
Yeah.
to turn back. Something to make the game more accessible. I'm talking about, like,
Yeah.
not too detailed, not too hard, just enough to keep players coming back or interested in the details and everything. So
Yeah. You got any final words here, Harmonix?
No, that's all. That's all
Yeah,
I had to say.
I think we really went over everything that we really needed to talk about.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll make sure to let you out. So now let's head out, guys. Come on. After you. Thank you, folks, for watching the video.